Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymax, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be of about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seatbelt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's up, people? Happy New Year's Day for Weird Wednesday. We timed it like this. Canceled last week's show because it was on Christmas, and this Wednesday, it's New Year's Day. Everybody have a good New Year's.
I know I did.
Yeah, I did. Let's see. All the things I did. Nothing. I can pretty much sum it up. Stayed home. Listened to the. It was weird. The fireworks started going off at 12:30, and then they stopped. And then at midnight, no fireworks went off. And then they started again about 1:45. I'm like, I think
they partied too hard ahead of time, and they crashed out for a nap, woke up, and they're like, oh, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to shoot the fireworks. Let's do them now. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, it was 9:30 here. I saw 3 sets of illegal fireworks go off in the neighborhood. Heard about 8-10 other sets. 3 fire trucks, going to scene somewhere. And I'm like, it's not even midnight yet.
Yeah.
Midnight came. I didn't hear anything except a couple firework gunshots, maybe half hour later.
Yeah, it was pretty quiet here. Usually my neighborhood, I'm kind of, on the edge of the ghetto here, and it's usually 4th of July and New Year's, man. It's I don't even have to go anywhere to see the fireworks. They're over my house, but it was crazily quiet last night.
That's how the Oakley house was. We could just go outside, and a plethora. I don't know where these people all get it.
Yeah.
Surround sound sounds like you're in war if you close your eyes,
Yeah. I remember you shared a video one time right outside your house. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it kind of the same line? Last year, I was finding old rockets and burnout fireworks all over my roof and my yard, and they were everywhere.
Don't you love it?
I was wow, that makes me feel safe. I had a lit rocket on top of my house.
I
Yeah, I had no hangover, man. Dude, I woke up. I haven't drank for almost a little over 4 months now. And I woke up this morning. I was telling Jamie, I felt like absolute big, huge bucket of shit. I had the worst headache. I was like the major hangover. Did I drink? No, I should have. At least I would have had a good excuse.
At least you would have
Woke
had
up
fun
this
ahead
morning
of time.
feeling terrible.
Laying in bed with your ice pack on your head.
Yeah, that's all I could do. I could barely get up, make it to get to the kitchen to get some pills to take for my head. And I started like having the dry heaves. It was an
Before
awesome,
after the
awesome
slamming the
weekend.
monsters.
Yeah. Took some pills, got a big ice pack, put it on my head, laid there, couldn't move, pulled the blanket up over my head because the light was killing me. And managed to fall back asleep. And then woke up and felt a little better and started slamming the coffee and the monsters.
Double fisted.
Yep. One in each hand. Yeah, I should have hydrated. That's the thing, Chip. I've been drinking like water because I've been drinking too much. I drink diet public soda, but I'm like, you know what, man? I feel like crap. I need to start drinking a lot more water. So I've been doing that for the last 4 or 5 days, just powering water. And I still feel like shit. So
Damned if you don't.
yeah,
Damned
it
if you
should is.
do.
Oh well, it is what it is.
But on the plus side, we made it to another year. We made it to a new decade. 2020. The year the world's supposed to end.
Yeah. I remember being a kid rolling around on my skateboard talking about, wonder what it's going to be like in 2010, 1999. That seems so far in the future. And now it's 2020. What the hell happened?
We
I think
got
I missed
old.
years.
Part of the blur we call life.
Got old. That's it. I'm like looking in the mirror going, wow, there's a lot of gray in there.
I was just doing that 15 minutes before you sent the link.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm like, going, I think they got some extras popping up through there, and just little straggly ones, too.
Yep. Oh, well. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I'll just dye it purple again.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to it because, the color. I don't have to bleach it later. I'll be 85.
Yeah.
Sporting the hot pink.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, if it all turns, white or gray, be easier to color because you don't have to bleach it. So.
Well, mine almost looks like silver, like white, like silvery tinsel. It's actually kind of pretty.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I think I'll be able to do something to that. But I heard color doesn't really some color don't stick good to gray, but I can make anything stick.
Yeah. What was the best part of 2019? Linda says. I don't know.
It ending last night.
It ending last night.
What was the best part for you?
I don't know.
Jason. Hi, Jason.
I made it another year. That was the best part, I guess. I didn't think I'd make it this far. Really.
Yeah, me neither.
56 on like 12 more days. What?
Already? Oh my gosh. Already, yeah. I was like, we just had your birthday. I forgot it's another year again.
Exactly.
See, I told you, as soon as Christmas is over, you blink and it's March.
Yep. It's like, bam.
I think the best part for me was overcoming a lot of things. I had to overcome making a lot of hard decisions and choices.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
making it
there were
here.
some. Yeah, I can't say the whole year was bad. The majority of it sucked, but there was some good stuff mixed in there. Just
Yeah,
enough good stuff to where you weren't, like a total loser for the
down.
whole
Yeah,
year. You go up, you'd be up high, and then phew.
called like surfing. I ride the wave. Once I'm up there, I ride that wave as long as I can. 'Cause I know I'm gonna crash, but I enjoy it while I'm up.
Yeah, yeah. Like Lori says, she got a bunch of new cards this year. I got a few decks myself.
I might be.
New stuff here and there. I haven't got a whole lot of new stuff lately. My Christmas was pretty much flatlined, and I don't know, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah,
Look
you're
at
gonna
you. What
debut
did
one
you
of
two
them.
do today? Started winter cleaning here. I started feeling like crap. That's how I woke up. And
Yeah,
I've done this new endeavor of I went out to my brother-in-law's place today. I started this new endeavor of getting back on a skateboard, which is probably a bad idea. But what the hell? You only live
you just
once.
want to finish yourself off. Just go bust your neck. Just
Yeah,
boom.
if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out having fun. So, yeah, I went out and yeah, speaking of decks, went out to my old my brother-in-law's house, which is my old house, and he was like, "Yeah, there's a bunch of skateboard stuff out here and all that you left out here." So we went out there and loaded up my truck. I was just talking to one of my buddies in the surf shop the other day, and I'm like, "Man, I used to own a company that I made skateboards, and like of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of skateboards I made, I don't have any of them. I don't have
Wow.
anything that I made." And I'm like, "Wow, that kind of sucks." So I went out there today and I found like 20 of them up in the rafters that I didn't even know I had out there. So now I do have some that I've made, and they're all like brand new still. Some of them are unfinished. So
What was your company?
that was called Zymox Skateboards or Zymox Longboards. I mainly made longboard skateboards. And
Did you only sell them locally, or did you sell them like?
I sold them locally. I sold them all over the place. I got a deal with one of the surf shops here, and we sent like 1,000 of them to Japan. And yeah, they were all over the place, pretty much worldwide.
All of a sudden, I was wondering if that's why your last name has always seemed familiar to me. I'm like, is it from Skate Force, maybe? Your name's always been familiar for some reason. That's
You don't
cool.
read
So
that.
how'd you do?
You don't read that jail log, do you?
The what
It was
log?
good. It was good while it lasted. Skateboards are weird. I grew up skateboarding and surfing, and skateboards were like huge in the 70s, and then when the 80s came, like all the skate parks that had opened, they are all pretty much closed, and skateboards took a big crash. And I don't know. I kept going, and then they started coming back, and I started this company like late. I don't know. It was early '90s that I started it, and lucked out and made some really good deals and made a ton of skateboards. I got
That
in
would have been
way
the time frame.
Yeah. I got in way over my head. I started out I made like one or two for myself and a couple of my friends. And then all of a sudden people started wanting to buy them. And then all of a sudden I was like, I had an order for 500 of them. I'm like, uh-oh, I don't have enough room to make 500 of these. I had to go rent a warehouse.
Oh, wow, Rob.
It just like blew up for a few years there. It blew up hard. And I was like working my ass off, smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day, sleeping in the shop, like go to work and work, and crawl under the bench on a cardboard box and go to sleep for a few hours and get up and work some more.
It makes me think of the Big Bang Theory with the barrettes, Penny's little
Yeah.
flower barrettes. That's crazy. But yeah, that's right at the time, and that was pretty hot right then.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he says everybody's sick, it seems. I spent, like Jamie knows, how much of 2019 was I sick? Like,
Let's say how much were you
a
not
year?
sick?
Exactly. There were more days that, yeah, it was ridiculous. At least I haven't ended the year being sick. So that's cool.
Yeah, that might be a good omen for the next coming year. I think this is the first year I've known you that you weren't sick right now.
Yeah, exactly. And I never used to get sick, ever, ever, ever. And now, I don't know, maybe I just got fat and lazy and old and I get sick easy. But I'm going to fix that. Not getting sick anymore. I'm working on not being fat anymore, too. That's hard. Yeah,
Got a game plan?
I was vitamin D3 insufficient.
No, he got the flu shot.
Ooh, I didn't get no flu shot. The only time I got a flu shot, I got really sick, and I'm like, no, I'm never getting that again.
You're saying you're vitamin D deficient?
Yeah, not from this last batch of labs. Yeah, he's feeling sick. I don't want it, man. Don't send it here. Don't do it. Yeah, my last labs, I was vitamin D. My vitamin D was really low, so I started taking a ton of it. And I don't know, my labs came back this time, and they ran like they took so much blood, I thought I was going to pass out. I've never taken. Yeah. La, 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 la. It just kept coming out. But yeah, I got all my labs back, and it was all green. Like all the way down the list. I had two things that weren't my, my good cholesterol was a little bit low. My bad cholesterol was fine, which always pisses my brother off because I'm the fat one. He's the skinny one. His cholesterol's way high, and mine's always really good. It's like, how does that work, man? I was a vegetarian for 40 years. Why is my cholesterol high?
Weird.
Yeah, I stopped drinking. I wasn't like a heavy drinker. Although in years past I maybe was. But yeah, my problem was I would have one, and then that would be two, and that would be three, and next thing you know, I'm like slap happy, acting stupid. But yeah, it's been over 4 months now. Nothing. Apple cider vinegar, 0 carbs, and intermittent fasting. Yep, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I was doing it really good, and I'd lost like almost 50 pounds, or right at 50 pounds. And then Thanksgiving came along, and well, since Thanksgiving, I've been eating all kinds of crap. I'm like, whoa, this is out of control. Gotta stop.
I hear that.
Especially if I'm going to be on a skateboard speeding across the concrete. The less fat I am, the less hard of a hit I'm going to take when I bust my ass.
Oh, no.
It's funny, though, because I'm watching these videos. I found a guy on YouTube, and he does all these videos for people that are like in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that are like even just now learning how to skate and stuff. So he's been my motivational guy.
That's cool. You just met him out there?
Till I really eat it hard. And, Sam.
You know you're gonna, though.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm gonna. I know.
You know you're gonna.
There's a skate park like 2 miles from my house. So, yeah, I'm going to eat it hard.
I mean, even when we were young little sprites, we ate a lot of shit.
Yeah. I used to eat it when I was little, and it didn't hurt as bad, you know. But now, man, I like trip tying my shoes.
I had the smart idea one time to take my skateboard down this side hill at the park. It was a rocky side hill.
Oh.
Never again.
Nope.
One of those things where you try to get up and pick up speed, and you fall and you do a flip, get back up for a second, fall, do a flip.
Oh, yeah.
If it was recorded, it would probably have been pretty funny.
Yep. Yeah, I was watching a guy the other day. It's on YouTube. There's a guy just got the new world speed record on a skateboard just at like 90 miles an hour. It's insane.
Just by foot, or did someone pull him?
Yeah, totally by foot.
Wow,
No
like
power,
going downhill?
No. What's that?
Going downhill?
Yeah. Fastest I've ever been is 42 miles an hour, and that scared the crap out of me.
Damn.
I can't imagine like more than double that. It would have been a brown cloud behind me the whole way.
You almost scare them and like hit something and launch, and then you know the board goes one way and you're just like flying in the air.
You get the speed wobbles and it's all over from there. Yeah, I got the Bragg's apple cider vinegar in the cabinet right in there. I've always had that stuff. It's good. Well, I don't know if it's good, but it's good for you.
Lord.
Yeah, my nephew came over. I think it was last Thanksgiving. He came, not this one just passed, but the year before, and he just left for Hawaii yesterday. He goes out there every winter to surf, and he was hardcore in the apple cider vinegar, and he's like, "Oh, I just do shots of it." He's like, "Mind if I grab a shot?" And I'm like, "Hey, go for it." I'm like, "Hey, pour me one too." Wow. It's a mouthful of flavor. I wasn't quite ready for it. Yeah, I had to kind of mix mine. It's funny, one of the guys in my band, Johnny, he quit drinking too, but he's always brings a water bottle, you know, like a twice as big as this one. And he mixes apple cider vinegar in his water, and that's pretty much what he drinks all night when we're playing. Sucks getting old.
Yeah, it does. It's so fun.
Yeah. Used to drink alcohol. Yeah. Throw in some Jack Daniels, exactly. Remember we had a gig, I don't know, 2 years ago, and at the end of the gig, the bartender, owner, whatever, come over, and he was like, "Hey man, you guys want a shot?" And everybody was like, "Sure." And I was like, "What do you want?" And nobody could make up their mind, and I was like, "I don't know, make it Crown Royal, whatever." So he brings over these 4 glasses, like this tall and this big around, like this full. Wow, dogs are going off. Yeah, it was like 6 shots in one glass. And the rest of my band, they all went to take a drink of it, and they were all like, "Ah." They couldn't do it. And I was like, "Oh, you wimps." And I grabbed them all and just fired them all down.
I think you Marco Polo'd me that night. The guy was standing in front of that door. You're like tripping on that dude at the door that didn't move.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like 20, 30 minutes later. Teresa, that's in my band, she's like, "Wow, you get really chatty when you get drunk." I'm like, "Yeah, it's really hitting me right about now." Remember back in the day, I used to drink Everclear 151. Those were some blackout nights.
Yeah, with some orange juice.
Drink those, and the drinks were called Purple Passions or something. They tasted like grape Kool-Aid, but they were mixed with Everclear 151. Dangerous. I got thrown out of a bar one night here. And of course, I'm like, why? What? What am I doing? What am I doing? As I was rolling around on the floor. Not pretty. And all my friends the next day were like,
Turtle.
dude, where did you go last night? And who took your place? Sorry. Back in the day when I'm glad everybody didn't have a cell phone with a camera.
Oh my God, thank God. I've been thrown out of a bar one time, and that was for fighting the bouncer.
Oh, yeah.
I grabbed him by the scruff, threw him against the wall. Big old guy.
Oh,
Because
man.
this dude went and just straight took my seat. We were outside, and this guy just went and took my chair. I'm like, what the hell? Like my stuff's there. Like, you just took my table. And then ended with me throwing the bouncer over the barricade. And
Well, it didn't end there, but probably kind of started there.
that's the only time I've been, had to leave a bar.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually picked me up off the floor and threw me out, just like in the movies. Like, boom, the saloon doors go flying
Like
open.
with the belt and everything.
Yeah, go rolling out on the sidewalk. And don't you come back. Jeez.
Yeah, here.
Sorry. Yeah, after I found out everything I did, I was too damn embarrassed to go back.
Those are the days.
Yep. So, yeah, we don't have a
Did he
whole...
like it? No, he didn't like it.
Really?
He didn't like it one bit. He was a big guy too. The people, I just remember people's faces like,
Yeah. What the...
got involved in my,
Yeah.
It was my friend's boyfriend's bar though. Well, he worked there. It wasn't a good look. Never went back.
Yeah.
Shout out Monterey.
Yeah, I had one of my old roommates a long time ago. There was a beach bar that's still it's still in the same place. It's just called something different now. But we went to that bar and I lived with the guy, and he was in a band that I was in. He's a black dude, had dreadlocks, the whole 9 yards, and he was totally like not an ounce of fat on this guy whatsoever. He had a heavy bag and all that out in the yard, and we'd go work out on that thing, and he'd like just steady go at it for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. After like 5 minutes, I'm ready to puke. But yeah, we went to that bar one night. His girlfriend, who actually lived with us too, she was a white girl. And, like I say, he's a black guy with dreadlocks and all. And the bar we went to, there's a bunch of like redneck guys in there. And so you know how that start going down. We're out on the dance floor, and this one guy kept, every time we'd come around, he'd say something to him. Kept saying something to him. And then I was getting pissed. And my friend was like, just leave it alone, man. Leave it alone. All right. A little while later, we're leaving. And this guy follows us outside, and he's right behind us, just blah, 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 blah. A big old dude, too, real tall, running his mouth, just running his mouth. Can't let it go. My friend stops. My friend stops on the sidewalk, and he's like, all right, I've had enough, and does this roundhouse kick. One kick hits the guy in the head, knocked him out cold. Like, boop, somebody pulled the plug out. Dude went down like a
Night, night.
stood there and looked at him for a while. The bouncers were standing there. They were just like, didn't say a word.
You got knocked up. Oh.
Yeah, that's fully what it was. That's fully what I wanted to do. My friend looked at the bouncers and he's like, "We okay here?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, you better leave though. We'll take care of him," because they had seen him doing it the whole night. Like, hey,
Oh, okay.
you got what you deserve, brother. It was pretty funny though. Even I was just like, wow. That was a solid connection right there to the skull. Like, is that guy dead? We better make sure he's breathing.
Let's see.
The gummy bears, huh, Linda? I've had a few of those. When you're not talking about the ones you buy at the dollar store. Don't know anything about gummy bears whatsoever.
I just see visions right now of dancing gummy happies. Happy dancing gummies.
What's up, Rose? How's it going, Debbie? Happy New Year to everybody. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot planned tonight. We're going to do some cards and we'll do some ghost boxing. You know, we got a cold case to do. An old one, huh?
An old cold.
An old cold case. Speaking of cards, I could talk about these for a minute. My newest deck that I ordered, it was bad. It was weird because I kind of felt bad because I ordered these. I think I was talking to you, Jamie, the day. I was like, dude, I still haven't got those cards. And I ordered them like a month ago. The Kanzari cards.
And I was going to order a deck until I busted my mod.
Yep. Yeah, I ordered these and like they weren't showing up. And I finally emailed the guy. I was getting kind of like antsy and I emailed him. I'm like, dude, what's up, man? I ordered these like a month ago. Said they were going to be sent priority mail. And I haven't received them. I'm thinking, am I getting ripped off or what's going on here? And then they showed up that day. So then I felt like a turd.
That's all right. Did you look at when they were actually sent out when you got it?
Well, he sent me a message. He was like, sorry, man. I've been out of town for the last week or so.
Like, I'm wondering if he just like sent it real quick, you know?
Yeah, like, oh,
here, get this over to him real quick.
But yeah, if anybody hadn't seen these, you know, Keith Weldon did a couple of videos with them, and they're not an Oracle deck. They're not a tarot deck. They're kind of something completely different. And I don't know. I've read the history on them. I don't know if I believe it all yet. It may just be a made-up story. But these cards are supposed to be used like on a ghost hunt or, you know, investigation. And it says right here on them at the top there. I don't know if you can read that, but it says, do not use these cards alone.
Just like the Ouija board, right?
Yeah. But they're kind of cool. There's 88 cards in the deck. And You know, if you're one of those people that likes a really nice box to keep your cards in, then this ain't one of them. But the cards are pretty cool. Comes with a little booklet here, and actually, it's for a little tiny booklet. The writing in it is like a struggle for people like me because it's like really tiny.
Oh.
But yeah, there's a lot of information in here. And
so what's the history that you're not sure about? Like,
well, let me see here. I think I have it here somewhere.
I didn't know that. I just thought they were like spirit communication cards, kind of like throwing ruin stones or. Sorry about that. And
well, I thought I had it here.
I figured out something. You know how I didn't have a case for my Zener cards?
Yeah.
My mom for Christmas got this little beaded bag for me with my Taurus sign and my stars on it.
Oh, that's
and I'm
cool.
like, what am I going to do with that? Didn't know what to do with that. I said, put the cards in that.
There you go.
It became a Zener pouch.
But yeah, these are cool. They're supposed to be used. I don't know if anybody's seen Keith's and Carissa's video. He did a couple of posts about them, and then they did a video where they actually did the layout, put them all down, and picked them up. And actually, you know, they did it in their house, trying to figure out, you know, who the spirit was or what the spirit was that was in their house that's been there. And the cards actually made a lot of sense when they did it. It was kind of interesting.
You know, I had shared their videos and started to watch when we first got them. You know, I was like talking about them, but I haven't gotten to actually watch the videos all the way through yet.
Yeah.
So I really don't know anything about them.
Wolfie says, "Are you a Taurus, Jamie?"
Yes, I am.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool video. I'm going to end up doing one myself. But yeah, the cards are, you lay them out. You know, there's a couple of different ways to use them, like, you know, pretty much any cards, but you lay them out and what is it? There's a I think it's like a 13 card spread. 13, huh? And then you pick up east, north, south, and west. Put those cards back in the deck because those aren't supposed to be seen by the living. And then you start flipping the cards over, and it'll give you, you know, you want to basically, like I say, they're used for like an investigation or finding out about, you know, spirit or whatever. Maybe how someone died or, you know, whatever, is just for an example. And you pick them up and start reading them, and they're like, that one says visual with an eyeball. There's the number 2, and then it has a picture of a key in the corner. This one's auditory. It has a yellow dot and the letter H. So as you're picking up these cards, you can read, you know, what the keyword is on them, what the picture is on them. And then there's a symbol, like that one has a little candle and the letter F. So you can look in the book and it'll tell you what, you know, what the candle represents. And then with the letters, it can also spell out messages. So there's like, as you're using these, you have the visual, the keyword, the letter in the corner, and the symbol. So you can get clues kind of from all of those. And
Just knowing how tarot and oracle cards work, I can totally see, the same thing with manipulation. I can so see that being effective.
yeah, they're actually pretty cool. Child's eye, the number 3, and what is that? It's got like a hieroglyphic sign there. So like each of the little
that's Horus, the Eye of Horus.
Yeah.
However you say it.
Yeah, like each of the symbols have a meaning in the book. And like, some of them, it says the way the cards are like laid out or categorized or whatever. Let's see here. I'll read you what the back of the box says. Maybe. It says originally created by ancient Egyptians to contact the deceased. The legendary 88 Kanzari cards now give you the opportunity to communicate with restless souls looking for resolution. So yeah, that was like when I was talking about the history thing, saying that, they were originally created, not, I'm sure they didn't have images like this when the Egyptians did them. But as far as the letters and the signs and the words on them, they probably did, if that's true. I haven't found out like totally if it's true or not.
Again, though, it could have, instead of cards, again, it could be like the stones. There could have been stones with the symbols and things drawn on it where, they did something like that. I mean, it could be a little truth in the middle somewhere.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to using these. I haven't used them really yet because I've been by myself. And it says don't use them by yourself, but you know me.
I would totally use them by myself. That's the first thing I would do.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me? I want to try it before, someone else gets in there.
Yep.
What's going to happen?
Yeah, they're pretty cool, though. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with them.
Famous last words, right? What's going to happen?
Yeah. Hey, y'all, watch this. Next thing you know, my head's like on a flipper somewhere.
But I'm someone that used to play with my board by myself. I would still do.
Yeah, a couple of weird things that have happened around here. Not necessarily right here, but Sam and me always go to the graveyard like all the time, pretty much. We've been there just about every day for the last week or so. We do a roll through. And that video that I did a while back about the graveyard vandalism, those headstones are still down in the graveyard. And I'm going to probably post a little Facebook thing and try to get some people to meet up one day in the afternoon or maybe next weekend or something. See if we can't go out there and get them put back in place, because obviously the city isn't going to do a damn thing about it. We're just going to let them lay there.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah. But, we went to a few other cemeteries, and like the one that's right in back of this one where all the vandalism was done, that's where a majority of my family is buried. And I went over, my stepdad, he has a family plot there, and that headstone had been knocked over. There was a few others in this cemetery that had been knocked over. I tried to move it, man, the thing weighed, I don't know, way more than I could pick up. So we actually called the cemetery, because there is an office at this one. It's not like an abandoned funky one. It's actually a really nice, pretty one that's pretty well taken care of, but had to call them, and they got right on it and went out there and and fix the headstone and everything. So that was cool. But it was weird while we were rolling around in there. Like I said on Paranormal Soup the other night about finding the pennies. We've been taking pennies and putting them on some of my relatives' graves because through the necrophonic, through Spiritus, doesn't matter what app we use, Deadwave, any of them, my uncle's name always comes through, and the last name Wolf, which was their name, always comes through. And that's where they're buried at. And we were like complete opposite end of the cemetery the other day, and kept hearing my uncle's name, kept hearing the last name. And I have another friend that's buried at the cemetery. His name's Bill. And I'm trying to figure out, maybe it's him, you know, because he was pretty crazy. Like if anybody's going to come back and talk to me from the dead, he'd jump on it. But all of a sudden I hear the name Lillian come out. And I'm like, wait a minute, did that just say Lillian? And Sam was like, yeah, why? I'm like, well, that's my grandmother's name. You know, she's buried in the same place. My uncle died in 1975. The reason I've been putting 1975 pennies there. And my grandmother, my grandfather buried there, my aunt, another one of my aunts. The whole like family section there. Well, hear my grandmother's name come out of the ghost box, you know, and it's like urgent sounding. And I'm like, what's up with that? And Sam's like, well, we better go check on him, you know. So we drive to the opposite end of the graveyard. And where my grandparents' headstone is, the whole thing, it's one of those big, you know, double plots, you know, the thing's like 5 feet long and a couple feet high and weighs like 1,000 pounds. The whole headstone had been moved over like 10 feet or so, and there was a bunch of boards and stuff laying around. And at first I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I realized in back of that, where they're buried at, there was like another double plot thing, and it had boards over it, like somebody, that other person was fixing to be put in the ground there. So, you know, kind of figured it out that the graveyard, you know, the cemetery people had moved the headstone so they could drive a truck up through there. But I thought it was just weird that, you know, my family's was like, the names were like coming through the ghost box. And then I hear my grandmother's name, which I've never heard. And I go there and her headstone had been moved.
Wow, Rob.
Yeah, it was pretty trippy.
Did you tell them that you think that they were just, you know, going to fix it?
Yeah. Yeah, I reassured them that everything was cool. Sorry that their headstone got moved, but, you know, it was to help some other people out that were going to have a burial kind of right in back of them. So, yeah, I went back a couple days later and they had fixed everything, put everything back where it belonged.
And they were in the right places and everything?
Yep.
Good.
But yeah, it was just trippy that, you know, all of a sudden my grandmother's name came through like loud and clear, and Sam was like, well, we better go over there and check on him. You know, pull up, and I'm just like, what the hell's going on? You know, I was kind of freaked out at first, you know, and then it hit me. I'm like, wow, maybe she was like, you know, telling me, hey, come check on us.
That's what it seems like.
And it's just weird that my uncle died in 1975. We put 1975 pennies on the grave. And I also put my birth year, 1964, and Sam put one in her birth year on there. Because my uncle talks to her like every time she turns the ghost box on. And since then, yeah, I found 3 or 4 pennies in a row, and they've all been 1975. In just random places. One was on the sidewalk out here by my house. Another one was in a parking lot. Pick it up, and like 1975. Found another one, 1975. What the hell? Weird.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it was cool. I mean, the whole, you know, I know a lot of people leave, you know, pennies or whatever on the graves, but my uncle was, he was the president of the Cohen Club here in San Augustine for a lot of years and had this huge Cohen collection. Actually, I moved it. It's out in the living room right now, but he made a clock for me that was all like mint Cohen's from 1964. So that's kind of cool. So I figured, hey, if anybody's going to appreciate, some pennies or whatever, maybe he would.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there is a ghost box on, but the volume's way down, but you might be able to hear it. The significance of 1975 is that's the year that my uncle died, passed away, moved on, went to another plane, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, do they even make pennies anymore? Yeah, they actually do. Why? I have no idea. So what do you guys want to do first? The ghost box or do some card readings? Linda wants to do some cards. Cool. I'm going to try something real quick just to see if it works. It might not. I have no idea if it's going to work or not. But like I said a couple of weeks ago, I have a Skype number. I mean, I have a Skype number, but I have a Google number, but I'm not set up for that yet. But I have a Skype and I have my Skype open. If anybody wants to try to call me just to see if it works. That's my Skype ID is Shin Mustard. And like I say, I have no idea if it works or not. The way I have my mixer set up. Hey, somebody's calling here. Yeah, hello.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. I guess that
Like
part's
it's
working.
working.
Can the people in the chat room hear Jamie?
1, 2, 3.
Say something again, Jamie.
1, 2, 3.
You guys hear? Cool. That actually works, huh? Wow. Amazing. Learn something new every day. Cool.
It's only taken us 3 weeks to do.
Exactly. We keep saying we gotta test that. We gotta test that. Figured now's good a time as any, right? So yeah, if anybody wants to call with a question or anything like that, we can do that, and I'll have the Google number set up You know, I won't say when, but soon. How's that?
I need 30 seconds.
Okay. This is a really cool deck that I like a lot. And it is the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. Has anybody used this one before, or do they have it? Comes with a really nice book, packaged really nicely. It's not a cheap deck, but it's not super expensive either. And the artwork on them is really cool. That's the backs of all the cards. And just the artwork in general is really cool. I have, like we were talking, the last Paranormal Soup show with Debbie Anderson. I really want to get her new deck. And I have more Oracle decks than Tarot decks, actually. I don't know. I like them. They're, especially for stuff like this, they're a little easier than laying out a full spread and having to, read each card and everything. A lot of times you can, for stuff like this, you can just use single cards or whatever. But I really connect with the decks that I really like the artwork on. And this is one of those decks. It's just really cool. Cool artwork on everything.
Which
Yeah,
one
I
is this
thought I
one?
had one of Debbie's decks, and I looked through all my stuff, and I couldn't find it. So I'm guessing I don't, unless it's still packed away somewhere. Yeah, these are cool. I'm gonna pull a few of these if anybody wants one, and I won't read the whole description of each card, but there's like 3 different meanings to the cards. Yeah, Colette Baron Reed did this deck, Debbie, along with Alberto Villado. I don't know how to say his last name, and Marcellus Lobos. And like a lot of her decks, Jenna Della Gratellia did the artwork in them, and it's cool. Yeah, I have several of Colette's decks that I really like a lot. Want to get her new crystal deck. I don't have that one yet either. Keep saying I'm going to get it, and then I reach in my pocket, and I'm like, oh, damn, I don't have any money.
I hate when that happens.
Ah, cool. You have this one, huh? You have this one or the crystal deck, Debbie? That was the other one I was going to use maybe later. Another one of my favorites is that crystal deck. Yeah, it does. Wolfie wants to know if you have your moon lamp handy. Mine's right up here, and I don't think I have a charge on it. Nope, I don't. There's mine unlit. Which Jamie so graciously gifted to me.
I just realized I was muted the whole time. I was going to say yours looked lit.
Yeah, if I hold it up close to the screen, it does.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's not.
It's an eclipse.
That last eclipse was pretty cool.
What was it called? The Ring of Fire eclipse. Yeah. So bad. Hello? Did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
She's like,
Well,
hello? Jason!
Yeah, we were just talking about your show last week with Debbie Anderson and the Oracle decks and stuff.
I don't know if people can see this, but that's what a Ring of Fire eclipse looks like.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see that in India, places on that side. And it made all these little crescent-shaped moons, like, all over the ground everywhere, like, going through the trees. Like, there's just these little moon shadows everywhere.
Yep, mine's the smaller one. Yeah, I've got her spirit animals. I've got, geez, what do I have? I know I've got several of hers. I think I have Wisdom of the Oracle. Yep. Oh, cool. Who wants to go first? Yeah, Postcards from Spirit is really cool. I got that one up here somewhere.
My aunt saw I was going to do a reading last night and wanted one, but I ended up not doing it. I'm going to see if I can tag her here. I don't know why I can't tag.
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes it'll let me tag stuff, and other times it won't.
Click,
click, click, click. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working.
Yeah, GER.
Yeah, I like the postcards from Spirit deck. That's cool. All right. I'm reading it in the camera. What does it say? Luminous Warrior? Yes. Luminous Warrior. Let me see if I can actually see this. The essence for the card. The Luminous Warrior has no enemies in this world or the next. He is impeccable in word and deed, focuses on the light rather than what hides in the dark. Since he casts no shadow, he is as radiant as the sun and can transform his most terrible enemy into his ally. His power comes from the sword, but speaking his truth at all costs. The invitation reminds you that it's important to focus on your power, wisdom, and beauty. Do not be seduced by what seems wrong with you or with the world. Remember that intention follows attention, so focus on your positive traits. Feed your light with more light until you feel truly empowered. Then there will be little need for action as you resolve all situations from within. And the medicine from this card: are you being tempted by your emotions to follow lower instincts? Are you being invited to enter into a quarrel with someone? Put your sword away. This is not the time for battle. Your enemy is not who you think it is. Do not act from a place of anger that will damage your relationships and hurt the ones you care for. Find the truth hiding in your heart that will affirm your instinct for peace rather than for war. That was a pretty cool card.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like most times when I pull a card for myself, and I know I've said it before, especially with that crystal deck, and I know you've done it, Jamie, I like pull the same card like every time. Shuffle them, put them away. Next time I open the deck, shuffle them, pull a card. It's the same one. Yeah, Debbie, I thought that kind of sounded like maybe relevant. All right, for Wolfie. The Council card. Says the Council are the luminous beings who hold the collective wisdom of humanity. They are the ones from whom you will do your life review when you cross into the world of spirit. The life review is when we place one good and our bad deeds on a divine scale and attempt to explain why we did not love or forgive or dare as greatly as we might have. Know that their wisdom is available to you at all times when you live in a state of yes, in an unconditional relationship with life. They remind you of your place around a sacred fire which has been reserved for you since the beginning of time. You will claim it when you own your inner wisdom. That was the essence. The invitation: the council has a message for you. Listen with your inner senses. The handwriting is already on the wall. So look about you and you will discern its meaning. Do not wait for further signs. Embark on the journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. Take the leap without requiring life to assure you of success. The medicine is you are never alone. To turn to counsel to find guidance you seek and listen to the voice that arises spontaneously. Turn a deaf ear to that nagging voice from your ego that tells you you are not up for the task before you. Create a spiritual feast for counsel. Invite them to your altar every time you meditate or pray. It's really cool artwork on that one as well.
I do see my Aunt Teresa in chat, and she would like a card pulled.
Cool.
I'm not sure which deck though.
Yeah, exactly, Debbie. Cool. I'm going to do Linda, then I'll do Jason, and then do your hand.
Sounds good.
That actually sounded kind of weird, but
I know, I wasn't going to go there. I thought you
Yeah.
got quite the lineup there.
exactly. All right, Linda, here's a card. It's upside down. There we go. Heart of the Sky. It's got really cool artwork too. I mean, I love the art in this whole deck. This is one of my favorites. Wow. Just to open the book and turn right to the page too. What's that mean?
It's
All
meant
right.
to be.
The essence. The heart of the sky is the love force that made all creation possible. The same force is present when you create with originality, when you bring formlessness to form or inspired ideas to expression. The primeval force does not know good or bad. It's up to you to provide their clear intention that will guide it to manifest. The heart of the sky helps us call in beauty from the invisible world and birth in the world of matter. The invitation for the card. The heart of sky brings you a sacred reminder. You are a channel for the original energy of creation. Become the paintbrush, the canvas, and the artist, all guided by heart of the sky. Set your intention ethically and clearly and allow the universe to take care of the details. The medicine is you feel responsible for everything and everyone. Perhaps you think you have to do it all alone. This takes you into a dark hole where you lose trust in the natural order of the cosmos. Shed your lofty sense of duty and recognize that this is a false prison of your own making. You can open the door and set yourself free in an instant. Wow, I should pull that card for myself. Yeah, again, really cool artwork on these.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, the camera does like no justice. All right, Jason, here we go. The giveaway card. It's weird. I had it open to that same page, but then I read the number wrong. All right. It says the universe is the gift you offer to life without attachment, without expecting anything back. You can only give what is truly yours: a smile, a nod of encouragement, a gentle touch, and a kind word. This is not giving to others what you no longer want, like sweater that's no longer fits, but gifting that which is most precious, your authentic love and genuine feelings. The invitation. Make a list of 10 people and things for which you are grateful. Connect with the feeling of gratitude. This giveaway comes to ask you to feel the same gratitude without needing anything or anyone to inspire it, to share this gratitude with those you meet. As you offer thanks, your heart opens up and you start realizing how much life has given you. You heal your feelings of scarcity and open yourself to the abundance that surrounds you. The giveaway invites you to be in the flow of life as you give freely and receive freely. The medicine for the card is it's difficult for you to set limits on how much of yourself you give. If you give more than is healthy, then you will not be able to give for long. You'll feel resentful with your partner or associates, or you'll feel like the world owes you something in return. Notice if for any reason other than pure generosity, are you trying to be liked or accepted? Are you hoping to heal an old wound? Start giving to yourself first and foremost. Offer yourself the care, love, and time, and the acceptance that you are longing for. Once you experience plenty, then you truly have to give to others. I gotta get my camera fixed where it's shooting down for when I do cards. You can see them better. All right, your aunt was Teresa, right?
Yes, sir.
And we can do the shaman deck or the crystal deck, either one.
Do you have a preference, Auntie?
Wow, really, Linda? That's pretty cool.
I was thinking the same thing, Jason. Not detail-wise, but I had a feeling that that was going to be relevant for you.
Weird how these things work.
Yeah.
Does no mean no card or no preference?
Probably no preference.
Okay. Will do. Okay, we'll stick with the shaman deck. It is the corn.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've used this deck a few times, and I have yet to pull this card, so I don't know what it says whatsoever. We're about to find out. Corn represents the mother of substance and tangible abundance. This symbol represents material prosperity in the world of form that provides stability and sustenance to many. This is more than enough. The invitation. You planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even in moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the corn comes to honor this and show you a beautiful harvest. This is the time to reap your rewards of hard work and trust. Whether those rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in quality rather than quantity, you are blessed with this symbol when this symbol appears. Don't forget to share your good fortune. The medicine for the card. Beware of shortcuts to your dreams or fast tracking being offered to you now. Be especially mindful of your feelings and entitlement or your expectation to get something for nothing. This is the time for gratitude, perseverance, and humility. Be prepared to work towards your goals and plant the seeds of your intentions consciously and respectfully. Release any insecure thoughts or scarcity, feeling that there is not enough, or worry that someone else could take what is yours. Know that the universe will always provide you, but you must in a relationship but you must be in a relationship with it in order to receive. You will reap what you sow. Take heart. Even if you didn't plant well and have conjured up an illusion of drought, there is always a new season to begin again. I don't know if that's relevant, but that's pretty cool, actually.
I like how, since it's the new year and
Yeah.
it goes with that, like a new.
Exactly. Good thing it wasn't Children of the Corn card.
What are you doing now?
Gonna pull one for Lori.
All right. Yeah, new beginnings. That's what it was. I might have you pulling for me too, out of curiosity.
Yeah. Lori got the owl. The owl is the master of the night. She can see situations with perfect clarity, more so when it's dark, and is able to discern truth when others are sightless. She helps you find your light and lightness in the darkest moments of your life, to embrace the night as your ally. The owl can bring you messages from the invisible world. She opens your ears so that you may hear the voices of ancestors and you may acquire their wisdom and make it your own. The invitation says, look around you, notice every detail, and find the hidden messages brought to you by the owl. Do not shoot the messenger. Be grateful for the friend who shows you what you have not wanted to see until now. Observe the facets of the diamond without judgment. Remember that the facts you dislike are often mirrors of the parts of you that you do not want to recognize. Do not be afraid of the truth, as it will become your compass. And the medicine for this card says, owls guard against self-deception and insist that your motives be pure and transparent to all. What is the message you are not hearing? The situation you are not seeing with clarity? Owl invites you to wait patiently. Bide your time until it's right to act. Then do so decisively with no hesitation or remorse. I'm hoping this new year brings some good abundance for me. You are very welcome, Lori.
You have to act as if it already has. And thank the universe right now for the abundance that you are about to receive, that you have not received yet.
That is true.
You think of it as an Amazon order. You put the order out there. You don't see everything happening in the back, but you know that it's going to be coming.
Well, I ordered something that was supposed to be a Christmas present. Like almost 4 weeks before Christmas, and it hasn't shown up yet.
Well, it takes time.
This is
Universe take all time.
All right, you want a card, Jamie?
I do.
You got, well, the mystical shaman card. It's the name of the deck, so. I love when I open the book and just turn to the right page. It's like magic.
It's fate.
All right, the essence. As I hope we don't knock all the cards on the floor. This is the symbol of the myth maker and storyteller who is neither made nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes it, evolves through it, perceives all aspects of it. In doing so, the mystical shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth, into being. He dances between words, wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulders, and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not be defined by it or become too attached to the experience. This is the symbol of true alchemy, for all elements of life have spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. The invitation is, when the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment. You are called to create and dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse without fixating on the known story or successive achievement. You can impartially observe the stories you tell yourself and others. What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up until now? You do not have to live in a story that has roots to the past. What if there were no need to explain to you or anyone else, not even to yourself, the way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up, as it will. This is a sign of manifesting. As my glasses are falling off my head. Probably read better if I put them on. Manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams.
Ooh.
And the medicine for the card. Be careful what you pray for. The mystical shaman cautions you against the relentless attachment to a certain form that you think will make you happy, prosperous, famous, loved, etc. However, in seeing your dream come into being, have you considered what you are willing to sacrifice for it? Perhaps you've been telling yourself a certain story for so long, the story that only when you reach this particular goal will you be happy that you will arrive. You didn't even notice you were no longer the person who wanted those outcomes. You may be moved beyond those stories. Perhaps it's time to admit to yourself that you need to imagine a new story that is more in alignment with who you have become. This is just one moment in millions of moments in the continuum of life. Let it go. Let it be just a story and move on. Better tales are waiting to be told.
And that's exactly what I did last night. Let it go.
Let it go.
Ready for my blank slate of 2020. You know how I do. I fly by the seat of my pants anyway.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't genuinely get too attached to things because
Yep.
good night, Jason. I'm glad that you got to hang out for a little bit, and I hope you feel better.
Yeah, man. I'll send you that card too. For some reason, I remember it to give away. Did I miss anybody? Does somebody else want one?
Debbie says, be like, Ella, let it go, let it go.
All right, cool. Good night, Linda. Thanks for hanging out.
Oh. Yeah, he can pull a card for somebody else not here.
Yeah. Yeah,
And if you don't want to give a name, you can say like, you know, a special someone or yeah, for sure.
Yeah, is it someone that you know? Is it cool with them if we pull a card for them?
Yeah, it's somebody that she knows. It's for Guy.
It is the Beauty Way card. I didn't open it right up, but close. Yeah, really cool art in this deck. The whole deck. I love every card I've seen. The Beauty Way is both a path that you travel on and a daily practice. The path is where you choose to perceive only beauty before you, behind you, and all around you as you journey through life. This practice is where you take action to bring beauty to every situation you are in. When things get ugly, you act to bring integrity and peace to a difficult encounter. When everyone else perceives only darkness, you point out light and help uncover the hidden treasures. The invitation from the card, the Beauty Way invites you to create beauty into your life and to recognize the beauty inside yourself and in others. Stop to smell the roses, take a deep breath, look up at the stars, and recognize the splendor that surrounds you. See the beauty in whatever situation you find yourself in, and you will receive the lesson that life is teaching you in a kind and gentle way. The medicine for the card is stop trying to fix relationships that you believe are broken. Recognize that things are exactly as they need to be in this moment and acknowledge the inherent beauty in that. When you understand this, you will be able to bring about the change you want. Do not engage in gossip about the darkness and flaws of others. Be careful not to be seduced by the superficial beauty of a project or relationship you are toying with unless you are willing to pay a price for it later. It's an interesting card. Yeah, the artwork on these is just awesome. Much welcome. Well, if everybody else is done, I'm going to pull one for myself just to see what it says. Yep, you can get it on Amazon. It's actually where I got mine at. It's the Mystical Shaman deck by Colette Baron Reed. I should say the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. And it comes, it's not, like I say, it's not a super cheap deck. I think, I don't know, the regular price on it was on here somewhere. I want to say it was like $39 or something, but I got mine for, I got it off Amazon for like $26, I believe. So quite a bit cheaper than the, if you shop around, you can find a good deal on it, is what I'm saying. But yeah, they're on Amazon, eBay, kind of all over. Or you can get them right from Colette Baron Reed's website. But the best deal is probably going to be on Amazon. And it comes packaged like really nice. Comes with the binder that goes around the whole thing. Then it comes in a really like rock hard sturdy box that's really nice, that has the ribbon inside it. And inside that box is the other box that has the ribbon in it. So they're easy to pull out, easy to store. And it's just really sturdy, really constructed nice. And the book itself, I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's a hard book, but it's a pretty thick covered book, and it's decent size and pretty thick, and has meanings of all the cards, different ways you can lay them out, artwork, the whole 9 yards. It's a, like I say, it's one of my favorite decks. No, I don't have the Crystal Spirits Oracle deck yet. That's the one I want to get. Yeah, I know you said you had it, and yeah, like Debbie says, $25 on Hay House. Yeah, I forget what I paid for mine. I want to say it was like $25, $26, something like that. May even have been $22.95 or something. I just remember I looked at it in Barnes and Noble and wanted to buy it, and then I flipped it over and I was like, "Whoa, $39! I can't buy that one today." And then later on, I found a really good deal on it, so I snagged it. Yeah, I'm one of those people that likes. It's gonna sound weird, but I like a nice box. I usually, I mean, if you're gonna spend money, it ought to be packaged nicely. And I know some people don't keep their cards in the box itself. I usually do, because I have them all lined up across the shelf here. Just helps me stay more organized with them. But sometimes I carry them around with me, and when I do that, if it's like a small box or so, I'll carry that. But usually I put them like in a bag, like this one, which has the old classic tarot deck in it right now. All right, let's see what I get. The medicine wheel. It's got a lot of cool art in that one. Got a whole flock of animals.
Very pretty.
This one says, the medicine wheel is a sacred hoop with 4 cardinal directions well marked. It represents the cycle of life, the cycles of nature, the circular pattern of our cosmos. It's been used in millennia for indigenous cultures to bring harmony and well-being to the village. And directions symbolize the 4 steps that the shaman takes to become a person of power and wisdom. Manifest the invitation to manifest clear blue skies in your life. It's important that you take a look at certain aspects of your being. Enter the medicine wheel from the south and reflect on how you are still clinging to events from the past. Continue to the west and notice which relationships are toxic and drain your energy. Step into the north and ask yourself, do I know my passion and show it? End at the east direction, visualizing how you want to live the next chapter of your life. It's up to you how much time you spend in each direction, minutes, days, or months. But when you're done, make sure to step outside the wheel and contemplate your journey. And the medicine for the card says, you must not postpone your healing journey any longer. It can be difficult to start, but you must find the inner strength to step into the medicine wheel, or you may lose your opportunity. These are the many ways and many paths. Choose which one you resonate most with. You have found it. The only mistake you can make is to not follow it. Go boldly. That's pretty funny. I wouldn't say funny, but that's pretty relevant to me. Remember what I was telling you last night, Jamie?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go in a new direction. I don't care if it kills me. I'm doing it.
And you're gonna.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. The cards, they don't lie. Yeah, I usually shuffle each time and pull a card. Yeah, I want to get my camera. I have a little thing worked out that comes off my shelf so I can move my camera so it's facing down. So I want to be able to do the cards where you guys can actually, like, you know, see them being shuffled, see them being pulled.
Yeah.
Makes it a little more interactive that way. Yeah, spot on for me. I think it was pretty much spot on. Just recently, like very recently here. Doesn't just happens to be, you know, I don't do like resolutions per se.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, just something inside me. I don't know, maybe it's subconsciously, it's like the end of the year and starting new, but whatever. I don't know. Just like, a week ago, I was feeling like crap, total crap. physically and mentally and everything else. And I was like, you know what, man, I'm sick of this shit. I'm changing everything. So, yeah, that card was pretty spot on for me.
That's really, really good. I've been doing my changes. I'm still in my slump, but I'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy. I figure I'm going to be 56 in a few more days. And, old habits are hard to break.
Yeah.
It took me that long to get where I'm at. I can't expect to change it overnight, but I'm going to do it the best I can. Yeah, Wolfie, it is the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. And there's a couple of funky ones on there that if you look at them, they're not really the right deck, even though they're the same name. You'll know because they're like $6.95. And it is actually a deck of cards that come, but they come from China or somewhere, and it's just the deck, and it's not packaged, doesn't have the book. It's basically a ripoff of this deck. But the real one is the cover looks like that. The Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. And it's the Colette Baron Reed deck. And like I say, it's varies in price. I mean, the regular price, retail price on it is $39.99. But like I say, you can get it a lot cheaper than that. Like Debbie was even saying, even on the Hay House website, it's free shipping on anything over $25.
Yeah, I hear that that Hay House is really good. I haven't used them though.
Yeah. Yeah, I went on there when Lori was talking about getting some cards from there, and they had a sale going, and I was like broke as a joke that week, and I couldn't order anything. But yeah, they had a really good sale on stuff and free shipping. I think that's where Lori got several of her decks at that time, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. She had told me about one of the sales the last time they had it.
Yeah, Debbie, change can be scary. It can be frightening as hell. But sometimes it works out for the better.
So can staying stagnant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See if I can make the screen big here for a minute. In the back of the box. Looks like that. Yeah, it's a cool deck. Like I say, I have a bunch of decks, and there's a few that I really connect with art-wise and meanings of the cards and everything, and this is one of them. And it was weird because I'd never seen the cards or anything, didn't know anything about them, and I saw them one day, and I was just like, it was like I go in a crystal shop. I always like to, maybe I'm going there, to get a piece of rose quartz or whatever, but I always I'm lucky to have a crystal shop here that a friend of mine owns that's awesome, knows everything there is to know about crystals and rocks and this and that. And I usually just go in there and just feel everything, The crystals speak to you. And that's kind of the same way cards are for me. I picked this deck up a long time ago, and I was just like, I need this. Don't know why. I just do. And then when I finally got it, I looked at all the cards and was just blown away. I was like instantly connected with them. I've got a couple other decks that I really like too. That I did a couple of videos about them and just flipped through the deck, and they're total intuitive cards. There's no meaning to each of them, to each card. There's no nothing. It's just a picture on the card, and they're soul cards. I have soul cards 1 and 2, and there's supposedly a third one coming out soon. I don't know. It's supposed to be out last year. I don't think it's been put out yet, but that's another deck that's really cool. When I first got them, I first read about them. I saw a YouTube video about them and was I was interested, but I was a little apprehensive, because like I say, there's no meaning, there's no nothing to them. That's why they're called soul cards. The meaning comes from you seeing the card and what it is. And actually, the background that is up right now is one of those soul cards. If I can just pull the background up. Don't know if I can. No. Anyway, the background behind Jamie and me right here is one of the soul cards. And in the video that I did, I got to the end of the deck. I was thinking in my head, well, since I've been this far, I might as well just show the whole deck. And whatever the last card is, I'll just, read it for myself, to kind of show how they work. And at that time, I had been told by several people, Sam always tells me, you got a spirit attachment to you that's a little kid. And one of the psychics that was on, or mediums that was on Jason's show, did a reading for me and brought up something about a spirit attachment. I've had 2 other psychic mediums tell me that I have a spirit attachment of a small child. And then I get to this card at the end of the deck, and you can't really see it. You can kind of see sort of the background of it, but it's an image of an adult looking character with their arm around what seems to be a small child, and there's like this light flow or whatever coming out of the adult's head. And that spirit medium that was on Jason's show told me that, or no, it was Shelley Payne. I got a reading from her online. That was one of the ones. And she told me that there was a small child or something attached to me that was wanting my guidance or knowledge or whatever. And I had several people tell me that. Like I say, Sam tells me that all the time. We'll be somewhere and I'm like, man, I feel weird. And she's like, that's your kid is hanging with you.
Wow.
And then I pull this card that, has an adult form with its arm around the little kid. And I'm like, wow, just blown away. I had to stop the video. I was so blown away. I had to stop the video and look at the card and just take it all in for a minute or two.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, like Wolfie said, that's one of the things I like about this deck is, you can look at the picture. Like I say, the camera here, it's hard to really show the image and, see it. But yeah, the image of the card, that's why I like the decks that really seem to speak to me, because the images are really powerful.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. You found the crystal shop there in town. That's so I'm lucky. I have one here and actually know the person that owns it really good. Married to a friend of mine that I've known since, I don't know, 6th grade or something. Yeah, I know that money feeling. Sometimes I go in there and she's like, you see anything you like? I'm like, well, that's a stupid question. I see a lot that I like. you should say, do I see anything that I like that I can afford? And she has really good prices too. It's like she has really good prices on everything. I'm broke all the time. But yeah, I've ordered a few crystals offline and stuff. There's some good, reliable, like trusted sources online for crystals and stuff that I've dealt with, but it's still nothing like being able to actually go in a real rock shop and like put your hands on stuff.
Because the rocks speak to you also.
Yeah, they do big time. I mean, she has one room in there. I'd love to have her on for one of our shows too. That'd be awesome. Just do a show on crystals and stuff. She's like has the mind of an encyclopedia as far as crystals and stuff go. It's crazy. But they also do Reiki and massage and stuff there. And in the massage room, she has these two big, huge butterfly amethyst crystals. They're huge.
Oh wow, like the caves cut.
Yeah, it's like split, looks like butterfly wings.
Yeah.
Every time I go in that room, is all I have to do is walk into that room, and it's like just like instant chicken skin.
Yeah.
There's so much something coming off of those crystals. It's crazy. I walk in there and it's like just the hair on my arm stands up. Sometimes I just stop by there just to walk in that room. And it only takes just a few seconds of being in there. It's just like wham, you just feel it. I know some people are like, that's crazy talk. It's just a rock. No. I beg to differ. Yeah, I need to attract abundance. It's funny you say that too, because my same friend that owns the crystal shop has this thing that she calls the abundance dance. She's always like telling me about that. And she says it's really silly, but it really works. And you break the word down, you have to do abundance.
Oh, show us.
She looks better doing it than I do, but have I tried kombucha? Yeah, I do. I get on kombucha kicks sometimes. I need to get back on one because I'm trying to just drink a lot of water and stuff that's good for me, and not wash it down with a rum and coke or something. Do you have any knowledge in identifying vibrational levels or reading energy? Is that for me or for Jamie? For me, my answer would be I don't claim to, but sometimes I can. It's weird. Sometimes I can, like, I'm pretty easy to get along with, and I don't judge people or anything like that. And I've sometimes, it's very rare, but sometimes I've met people, and I don't even know how to explain it really, but like I've met someone, and shaken their hand, and the instant I shake their hand, it's like wham! I just get hit with something, and when that happens, I know that there's something really off about this person, and it's happened a few times in the last year. It's only happened maybe twice, and both times There was a good reason for it. So I don't know. Maybe sometimes I can read bad energy, but I could say I could read good energy too, because I've met people that, I feel like, and I know we've talked about this on Paranormal Soup several times, like how you meet someone for the first time and for some reason you feel like you've known them like forever. And that's kind of how Jamie and me and Jason, kind of all feel.
Exactly.
But yeah, like Debbie says, that skeevy energy. I don't like that one. I mean, it's, I don't like it, but, maybe it's there for a reason, because like I say, there was a good reason that I felt that skeevy energy.
Exactly.
And you may not know what it is right away. And I didn't know what it was right away, but I soon found out that, wow.
It's your intuition and instincts telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, that gut feeling. Your intuition. I've learned a lot about intuition, and, I've always known about it and tried to follow it. And, sometimes, like, I've made decisions where my intuition is saying, no, don't do that. But I really wanted to do it, and I did it anyway. And then it bites you in the ass, and you're like, damn it, why didn't I listen to my gut feeling? And I've had that bite me in the ass, like, time and time and time again. It's like you do something and you know better than to be doing it, and you do it anyways. And then you pay for it over and over and over. Exactly, Debbie. Yeah, another one was a guy that I'd known forever, for years and years. And I knew him, and a bunch of my friends knew him. And he was always cool, but there was just always something weird that I would pick up on, and I never said anything really to anybody, just because I was just like, no, I'll just keep it to myself. Maybe I'm just being weird, Now, again, I was listening to my gut feeling about this person, and never really hung out with him because honestly, I just didn't like him. I would be, civil and everything, but there was just something weird. And it turns out, yeah, there was something weird. He got fully busted. He was a full on like pedophile and was doing like crazy things to little kids. And I was like, at that time, when I saw that and heard it in the news, I was like, there it is. There was that gut feeling. I knew there was something funky about that guy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And like all of my friends, everybody that knew him was like blown away. And a few of them,
You're like, not me.
yeah. A few of them, though, we were talking about it, and a few of them were like, yeah, man, he was always cool, but yeah, there was always something weird about him. Like, yeah, you can say that again. Yep, always.
It's like how animals, you talk about people talk about animal instincts, and dogs and cats, can smell fear. Wild animals smell fear.
Yep.
They know when to run. They listen to their instincts, and we have the same thing in us. It's just we second guess it, and we doubt it, and we analyze it, and sometimes you just got to go with the gut.
Yeah.
Like if it just doesn't feel right, there's a reason it don't feel right.
Yeah. Gotta listen
And
to
it doesn't matter if it feels right to everybody else, if it don't feel right
Exactly.
to you.
Yep. It's like you always, hear about people every now and again that, we're gonna like get on a plane or something and they just have this weird overwhelming feeling to not get on the plane, and then the plane ends up going down or something happens, and it's like, I don't know how it works. I mean, I know that you have to open yourself up to receiving those feelings and stuff, which I try to do, but
I have an example of that. Like, sometimes where you think you should listen to yourself and you don't know why. I was out in front of, the clinic one day and I was getting ready to go and this guy knocked on my window. I'm kind of in a shady area. I'm like, oh, what do you want? Just this long haired dude, has his old lady in the car, or his girlfriend, his woman in the car. And he's knocked on the window. I'm like, shit, he saw me, So I roll down my window. I'm like, what's up? He's like, can you give me a jump? I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at him. Like, they do look stuck. Then I said, all right. Because then I thought to my reason for it was I don't want to be stuck and then need, like, because they're like, it's okay if you can't just, we'll be stuck here all day. They ended up going to the same place I was in Livermore. But I thought, okay, it's going to be me stuck and nobody's going to help me, if I don't help these people. Yeah. So I ended up, helping them and jumped their car and everything. And so when I got on the freeway to go, there was this horrible accident right in the middle of the 3 lanes of the freeway, trucks, cars, trailers, everywhere. I would have been probably 5 minutes into that had I not stopped to do that. So that I knew there was a reason that I had to help the guy and give him the jump. I just didn't know why at the time till I saw that accident. I was like,
yep.
That's why I knew to give him the jump.
Yeah, exactly.
And same thing, there's been times Jeff and I, for no reason, like we just pulled over, like in front of like a liquor store. We just pulled over and then all of a sudden it's like we passed an accident and he's like, why we ended up pulling over was to avoid that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I've had that same thing happen to me too. Just this past year I was driving and being an Uber driver, and I don't know, I was just cruising down the road and I was like, I'm going to pull in here. I just like saw a store and it's like at the last minute, just like dove into it. And I pulled in there and I was like, what the hell am I here for? Like, might as well get out, go to the bathroom, grab a drink, whatever. I just kind of took my time. Same thing. I got back in the car and like a mile down the road, there was like still smoking and it was an accident that had just happened. And, 5 minutes sooner, I'd have been right there. Yeah, it's weird how, I don't know, is it a guardian angel looking out for you? A spirit guide looking out for you? It just takes you out of that place for just a moment or two that could make a whole world of difference. I don't know. It was weird tonight. I have one of my friends, she's a fellow musician, and she'd gone over to St. Pete to see a concert and everything, and last night for New Year's Eve, and she was coming back, and she was on 95, just down, I think she was, I can't remember, just north or south of Daytona. If she was just south of Daytona, she was down there by you, Debbie. Maybe you heard about this. But she took a picture of her. She like pulled over and had taken a picture and posted some pictures of her car. One of her windows was just blown out. She was like, something just hit my window and just totally blew my window out in my car. And I'm thinking, man, I've had stuff like hit my car, but it's never like blown the window out. And I'm thinking to myself, it looks like somebody shot the window out. And sure enough, I see an update from her, and apparently, I can't remember exactly. I think it was like 11 cars had reported on 95, just north or south of Daytona, that somebody was shooting at them as they were driving down the interstate. So apparently, she was one of those cars. And then I just saw right before we came online, I was on Facebook, and I saw Jennifer Dillon out there in California somewhere. One of her windows was busted out almost the same way. I don't know if she was parked or if she was driving. I didn't have time to look at the whole story, but weird.
That's crazy.
But yeah, my friend's lucky it was her back window and not, one of the front windows, or she could have gotten shot.
$11.11, make a wish.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Debbie, sometimes I hear a soundtrack when I'm making decisions. All kind of weird things go through my mind. Sometimes I don't say them out loud. Yeah, you heard about that, huh? It's crazy. Yeah, same thing. Just a couple of months ago, I was driving. I was out Ubering, but I think I had stopped, and I was driving down to a place that was like way up north US 1 from where I live. And I was going there just to give them, I've been trying to get a gig there from a band. So I was going there to give them a card and talk to them again. I figure squeaky wheel's going to get the grease. I'll just keep going in there until they're finally sick of me and give me a job. I was going up there, and I stopped at a gas station again. I'm like, I might as well, top the tank off while I'm here. So I was going to drive the next day. And I'm getting gas, and this girl comes up, and she's like, "Are you heading north by any chance?" And she looked all distressed and freaked out. And I was like reluctant to say yes. Even though it was just this girl. You never know what, even though I'm an Uber driver, I have strangers get in my car every day. I guess that's different, but whatever. I was like, yeah, why? She was like, "Is there any way you could give me a ride? I'm trying to get home." And I'm thinking, oh, geez, here we go. It's like, yeah, sure. And she got in the car and like immediately just like has a breakdown and starts crying. And I'm like, oh, geez, what have I got myself into again? And
No.
yeah, she was just having a really bad day, and she had been walking from a bar, actually the last bar that I just played at, and I don't know, she got into it with her boyfriend or whatever at the time, and had this big long story. He was abusing her and this and that, and she had just had enough, and she was leaving, and blah blah blah. So it was a weird incident, but I was kind of glad that I gave her a ride. Hopefully it worked out for her. I took her, she was like, "You can let me out here. I'll walk the rest of the way." I'm like, screw that. I'm going to take you to your door and make sure you get in okay. So I drove her right to her front door and made sure she got in, and was like, oh, hopefully that works out good. Because, yeah, she got in the car and just, like, had a total meltdown. But luckily, being an Uber driver, I'm kind of used to that. I get all kinds of, like, sometimes people are just, drunk and laughing and having a good time. And other times I'm like the therapist.
Exactly.
So I left. Well, maybe it was a good deed. So I got her to the house, and she was getting out, and she stopped, and she's like, tears are coming down. She's like, can I just give you a hug? Thank you so much.
Aw.
But yeah, at first I was like, oh man, is this going to be like an Elaine Warness or something? Yeah. Some serial killer getting in my car.
Except you always. I actually watched a documentary on her today, like before this whole
Really?
thing. The ID channel had this whole new documentary on her.
Hmm.
She was from Florida.
Yeah. Crazy. Speaking of shows, has anybody seen that, or have you seen, Jamie, have you seen that new Holzer Files show?
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
what is it?
The Holzer Files, like Hans Holzer.
No.
Yeah, check that out. It's pretty good. Sam actually found it digging around. It's on YouTube, and it might be on, I don't know, it might be on Amazon or Hulu or somewhere else. You can watch it on YouTube for free, but after the first episode, the sound is like really crappy because they want you to buy the episode for like $1.99 off YouTube. But it's actually probably worth it. It's pretty good. It has his daughter, I forget what her name is, in the show, and Dave Schrader's in it, which is not my favorite,
Okay.
but it's a
Yeah.
pretty good show actually. And they have like old video of him like talking, and they have his psychic medium. What was her name? Ethel something. Can't remember the last name. But yeah, it's a pretty cool show. Pretty there's some pretty creepy parts in it too, actually. Yeah, Debbie, it's on Travel Channel. How did you like it? I haven't seen all the episodes yet. I've only seen a few. Autocorrect kicks my ass every day, Debbie. I gotta watch before I hit send.
Voice dictate.
Yeah.
The death of me.
How's my band going, Wolfie? It's going pretty good. Kind of slacked up at the end of the year. It's weird here. You would think, weather cools off and I would get more gigs because I play a lot of outdoor gigs too. But I don't know, the restaurants and everything, like when it gets in kind of the slower season, they stop hiring full bands and go to a lot of like singles and duos and stuff. So I was kind of struggling there the last part of the year. I usually have a gig, at least one every weekend, sometimes 2 or 3, and it's always good when that's going on. But yeah, I've gone 3 weeks now without a gig, and right before Christmas and all, it kind of sucked. But I got one. We just picked up one this weekend. I booked a bunch of dates for 2020 all through the year, so it's looking good. Actually, Chip, the guy that was in here at the beginning of the show, he's in one of the bands that I play in. Well, cool. We're past time, so guess we should roll on out of here.
And next Sunday, we do not have Paranormal Soup. We have a week off because Jason's got inventory.
Cool. Who knows? Maybe we'll come on and do an hour or so.
Yeah.
But cool. Yeah, next week we'll have a little bit more in store for the show. I hope everybody has a good new year, 2020. I don't know. I hear 2020 and I just think like watching the Jetsons when I was a kid. Where's all the flying cars?
Exactly.
I don't know if we want
Oh,
flying.
they're out there.
I'm not going to get in a flying car. Not for the next 20 years anyways.
I will never get into a flying car unless that's the way my body's going to be flown out of here.
Maybe I'd get in one if I was flying it.
Not if there's controls that can be hacked.
That's true. No, I said turn left. Oh, right into the left. I always think of that movie, what is it, The Fifth Element. Remember where all the cars are flying around? Bruce Willis is driving the flying taxi. Crash. Big bada boom. Well, cool. Everybody have a good rest of the night now that it's late, and a good new year. And we'll see you again next Wednesday for some more
Good
weird.
night.
And hey, we at least got a Skype line working, so guys have a way to call in. And I'll maybe try to have the other phone line working too. We'll see about that.
Cool.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.